Please be seated. Good afternoon. I'm Michael Masters, Dean of Occupational Programs at West Shore Community College. It's my great pleasure to welcome you to the graduation ceremony of the West Shore Emergency Medical Services Program and West Shore's 44th Law Enforcement Academy. As we are here today to honor the graduates and recruits, let us take a moment, students, to thank those in attendance who have provided you with the support and encouragement to reach your goals. I'd also like to acknowledge our college administration here with us today. Thank you for your commitment to providing quality education, fostering a supportive learning environment, and creating opportunities for growth and success for everyone in our community. Please stand as I introduce you. Scott Ward, President of West Shore Community College. Dr. Mark Kinney, the Vice President of Student Services and Academic Affairs. We're also honored to have some of our Board of Trustee members with us here today. Thank you for your dedicated service to West Shore Community College. Your contributions are deeply appreciated and valued. Please stand as I introduce you. Sherry Wyman, Board of Trustees Chairwoman. The EMS students began their program journey nearly 1 year ago, spending many hours in practicums and scenario-based training. In the Law Enforcement Academy, over the past 16 weeks, the recruits have engaged in over 700 hours of training. Students in these two programs have worked alongside each other, not only in the Reamer Regional Public Safety Training Center, but also in joint classroom exercises and scenarios. Today's ceremony will start with the EMS program, followed by law enforcement. At this time, please join me in welcoming to the lectern West Shore Community College's Director of EMS and Fire, Dan Yost.
Thank you, Dean Masters. As these students stand on the brink of a new chapter in their lives, I can't help but reflect on the journey that has brought them to this moment. Each of them has embarked on a path dedicated to public safety, a calling that demands courage, compassion, and unwavering dedication to serve and protect their communities. As the wise philosopher Andy Bernard from The Office said, "I wish there was a way to know you're in the good old days before you've left them." As you prepare to step into the world beyond these walls, it is essential to cherish the moments you made, the lessons you've learned, and the bonds you forged during your time together. These past months have been filled with challenges and triumphs, late nights of studying, and moments of doubt. But through it all, you persevered, fueled by a shared commitment to making a difference in the lives of others. We are entering a constantly evolving world, presenting new challenges and opportunities daily. It is up to you to embrace these challenges with courage and resilience, knowing that your training has prepared you for whatever may come your way. But as you embark on this new journey, never forget the values that have guided you this far: integrity, compassion, and a steadfast commitment to serving others. These are the principles that define you as a public safety professional and that will guide you as you navigate the complexities of your chosen field. So as you say goodbye to late nights of studying and long days in a class and embark on the next chapter of your life, carry with you the memories of the good old days, knowing that the best is yet to come. May you continue to uphold the highest standards of public safety and make a positive impact on the world around you. At this time, I would like to introduce our EMT student, Savannah Quiet, to read the EMT oath, and then followed by her, our paramedic student, Chase Groh, for the student speech.
Be it pledged as an emergency medical technician, I will honor the physical and judicial laws of God and man. I will follow that regimen which, according to my ability and judgment, I consider for the benefit of patients and abstain from whatever is deleterious and mischievous, nor shall I suggest any such counsel. Into whatever homes I enter, I will go into them for the benefit of only the sick and injured. never revealing what I see or hear in the lives of men unless required by law. I shall also share my medical knowledge with those who benefit from what I have learned. I will serve unselfishly and continuously in order to help make a better world for all mankind. Will I continue to keep this oath unviolated, may it be granted to me to enjoy life and the practice of the art, respected by all men in all times. Should I trespass or violate this oath, may the reverse be my lot. So help me God.
Good afternoon, and thank you everyone for being here and celebrating with all of us today. My name is Chase Groh. I'm a student in the paramedic program here at West Shore Community College. Many of you here today are aware of some of the challenges that this program has put us through, but for those of you who don't know the details, I'd like to elaborate. From the outside looking in, one might say that there have been countless hours spent on classwork and clinical rotations. But I'm here to tell you that all of us are very familiar with the specific number of hours required because we've been working towards and counting down those hours for what seems like an eternity. The EMT students had to complete almost 20 hours a week for 2 semesters. The paramedic students, by the time we're all done, will have completed almost 30 hours a week for 3 semesters. And that is only the time required for coursework and clinicals. The part of our education where countless hours have been spent is all the time we put in through EMS study apps on our phones, the use of all the extra learning tools provided by our instructors, and hours of conversation with fellow classmates, instructors, and coworkers about topics we've learned in class. Although we as students have sacrificed much of our own time and energy, we did not make it here single-handedly. On behalf of the entire class, I'd first like to thank all of our friends and family. Thank you for sacrificing your time to take care of the routine maintenance that's required to sustain a normal life. Whether that be getting groceries and making meals, taking care of kids and pets, or changing your schedule to fit around our clinical rotations. You've sacrificed your own personal time as well as time normally spent with all of us so that we could be here today graduating from this program, and you didn't get paid a dime for doing any of it, so thank you. Next, I'd like to thank our instructors, coworkers, and preceptors. Unlike our friends and family, most of you are getting paid to teach us. However, I would argue that you don't get paid enough, especially when you consider having to deal with the never-ending questions at all times of the day regarding class material, specific procedures, and the plethora of clinical logistic issues that we've faced along the way. It is because of the time and detailed attention that you have devoted to us that has helped us get here today. All of you went above and beyond by setting a good example of what it means to be a great provider and a humble teacher. Thank you. Lastly, my fellow classmates, as previously stated, we've been through a lot. But our journey from where we are now as good providers to where we want to be as great providers is just beginning. All the great role models we worked with throughout this class did not get to where they are now by simply completing their initial education. They earned it through years of dedication to continued education and self-improvement. In the same way they have, we should strive to move forward with confidence, knowing we have the knowledge and skills necessary to treat our patients, while still maintaining the understanding that we are only humans and will make mistakes. If we can remain humble and open-minded, we can learn from our mistakes and grow as providers. With those words in mind, I would like to invite one of my fellow paramedic students, Lieutenant Pete Eliopoulos of Spring Lake Fire Department, to say a prayer for all of us. Pete.
All right, if everyone can bow their heads. Lord, I thank you for giving us the strength, wisdom, and guidance to get through this last year or so. As we go out and start our careers, I pray your protection over us as we serve our communities as police officers, firefighters, and paramedics. I pray that you guide us and help us, equip us mentally, physically, and spiritually to confront what is set before us. Lord, I pray for your strength and for your guidance. Give us the ability to stand strong, filling us with your courage and discernment. Give us your peace, and Lord, grant us your protection and help bring us home safely to our families after duty has ended. And I pray this in Jesus' name. Amen.
Thank you, Lieutenant. Future EMTs and paramedics, we've come a long way, but there is far more work to be done ahead of us. It is our time now to carry on the legacy of those who came before us and to improve the field of EMS for those who will follow. So, to that I say good luck, Godspeed, and don't forget the suction unit.
We will now award certificates and challenge coins to each graduate of the paramedic and EMT class. Certificates and challenge coins will be presented by Director Dan Yost and EMS faculty member Matt Kidd. Row 1, please rise. Elizabeth, Libby, and Sweeney. Peter Ashbury, Jr. Michael Barefoot. Curtis Brown. Tucker Chartier. Oscar Esquivel. Erica Flowers. Savannah Quiet. Peter Eliopoulos. Chase Grow. Christina Gunn. I'm sorry. My apologies. Yeah, first row, please be seated. I'll say that again, Christina Gunn. Shannon Huizinga. Drew Clausen. Jared Lesh. Michael Munsell. Jacob Mulder. Maxwell Stabacorn. Kelly Steiner. April Tomlinson. Elizabeth Vega. Adam Wallish. You may now be seated. Now let's enjoy this feature video looking back over the past 16 weeks of the students and recruits in action. As we transition over to law enforcement, please join me in welcoming West Shore Community College's Director of Criminal Justice, James Taylor.
Good afternoon. My name is James Taylor. I'm the Director of Criminal Justice and also the Academy Director. I want to welcome everyone to the commencement ceremony for our graduating class of recruits in the 44th Police Academy here at West Shore Community College. It is a huge honor to serve as their director in my third police academy. Throughout these 16 weeks, it has taken me back to my academy days 31 years ago. I remember being tired. I remember missing my family. I remember missing friends. I also remember making lifelong friends that shared the same passion as me. I have done the same with this academy, just from a different position. I'm very fortunate to have shared a lot of the experiences with them that I am sure our recruits will not forget, just as I haven't forgot from my academy experiences. Now I'd like to introduce the class president of the 44th Police Academy, recruit Maria Retta Rodriguez.
Dear fellow graduates, Academy staff, and guests, it is an honor to stand before you all today as we celebrate the conclusion of our Police Academy training. After months of hard work, dedication, and sacrifice, we have emerged from this experience stronger, more knowledgeable, and ready to serve our communities. Today, we are about to embark on a journey that is not only challenging, but also rewarding. We have been training to uphold the laws of our society, to protect and serve those around us, and to make a difference. As we leave this academy today, our first steps into our new roles as police officers, let us remember the lessons we have learned here today, here throughout the academy. Let us remember the importance of teamwork, integrity, and courage, and how these values will guide us in our future endeavors. Let us never forget the sacrifices of those who came before us and the responsibility to carry on their legacy. I want to take a moment to express my gratitude to everyone who has supported us throughout this journey. To our families and friends, thank you for your unwavering support and encouragement. I know I could not have stayed motivated without it. To the Academy staff, thank you for your dedication and commitment to our training. To the law enforcement agencies, thank you for giving us the opportunity to serve. I want to congratulate my fellow graduates for their hard work and determination. We have achieved a great milestone today, but our journey has just begun. Let us embrace the challenges ahead. Let us continue to learn and grow, and let us serve our communities with honor and distinction. Thank you.
Thank you, Recruit Retta Rodriguez. I'd like to introduce Recruit Delman, who will introduce the class's keynote speaker.
I'd like to introduce the keynote speaker for our academy, a friend of mine who I personally served with while overseas at U.S. Embassy Kiev, Ukraine. Special Agent Kenneth Bradley joined the United States Department of State's Bureau of Diplomatic Security in May 2008 as a special agent. He was recently selected to be the overseas criminal investigator at the U.S. Embassy, Moscow, Russia. Previous assignments included dignitary protection and Secretary of State's protective details, supervisor at the Washington Field Office, assistant regional security officer in Kiev, Ukraine, and Baghdad, Iraq, deputy regional security officer at the Baghdad Diplomatic Security Center, DS Command Center watch officer, and basic special agent class coordinator. Prior to joining DS, Special Agent Bradley was a master police officer and corporal assigned to the Patrol Division and Aviation Unit in the city of Wilmington, North Carolina for 10 years. Special Agent Bradley also served as a non-commissioned officer on active and reserve duty in the United States Army Infantry for 9 years. Special Agent Bradley is a combat veteran of the Iraq War and holds a Bronze Star, Combat Infantry Badge, Drill Sergeant Badge, Air Assault Badge, and many other awards and citations. Special Agent Bradley earned a Bachelor of Science degree from the University of Mount Olive in 2005 and a Master's of Arts degree from American Military University in 2014. Special Agent Bradley and his wife, Tori, are originally from North Carolina and currently reside in Holly Ridge, North Carolina. They have 4 children together, Olivia, Kenzie, Kennedy, and McKinley. Please welcome Special Agent Kenneth Bradley.
First, congratulations to all the officers being celebrated today. Choosing this path is commendable, but can also be an arduous task. I've attended many graduations and ceremonies, but I can't recall any of the speakers or any of their advice. So I'll not take much of your time up and get straight to the point. That was a good biography, though, wasn't it? That sounded pretty good, right? However, most of the time, when I speak, most people have no idea who I really work for. No matter how much I explain, they really don't get it, or they don't want to, I don't know. One thing that always gets attention is the fact that as a DS agent, we have a thing called extraterritorial jurisdiction. Extraterritorial jurisdiction covers diplomatic immunity while serving outside the United States. Yes, I get to claim diplomatic immunity overseas if there's ever pressed, and just like in the movies, you guys all know. Extraterritorial jurisdiction is also the legal ability of a government to exercise authority beyond its normal boundaries and gives me the unique ability to make arrests outside the United States in places like the high seas and space. Yes, I can arrest pirates. And if a crime is ever committed in space, I could be sent to get that perpetrator and bring him to justice. That's a lot of travel miles, so maybe we'll just wait for that criminal to return. But I could go get him. I could. There's a chance. Oh, yeah, I guess I'm supposed to give you guys a speech, right? I believe that law enforcement officers, military, and many others are leaders who are warriors for good. To be a warrior for good, 2 things are essential, regardless of whether you're in the military, law enforcement, or probably most important job in the whole world, being a head of household. These 2 things are leadership and compassion. The presence or absence of these qualities can significantly impact any group of people. On leadership, as I stand before you, it feels like I'm addressing a congregation that is eagerly awaiting to hear the good word. Although I'm not clergy, a few lines from the Bible come to my mind. Though I walk through the valley of the shadow of death, I shall fear no evil, for... You didn't think this was going to be interactive, did you? Yeah, for thine is with me. Fear is a common emotion that each of us struggles with, but it can only be defeated with strong leadership. Fear is a powerful emotion that can cause even the strongest of people to break down in tears, while allowing those who are perceived as weak to become heroes. I have had the privilege of serving alongside some incredibly brave warriors who have been recognized with the highest of military awards and honors. But in everyday life, you would not be able to recognize them for their strength and courage. It is only on the battlefield that they transform into leaders who stun the enemy with their overwhelming force and a surreal sense of calm. I've also witnessed the fear in the eyes of single mothers as they strive to keep their children away from gangs and drugs, but lead on in the face of this gargantuan task. But I have also seen officers overcome their own fears to help those in need. This is how leadership defeats fear for the greater good. As a warrior, I've taken on numerous roles and navigated through some of the most dangerous places in the world. I've served in places like Baghdad, Kabul, Peshawar, and Washington, D.C. Some places are more dangerous than others, right? Throughout my experience, I've always strived to fight for what is right and lead with compassion. As a leader, it is our duty to protect those who are unable to protect themselves. By doing so, we not only safeguard our team, but we also stand up for the goodness in our towns, cities, states, and even our nation. The treatment of those who rely on our protection is of the utmost importance for creating a thriving community. Also, never forget those whom we are protecting against. Many of those who violate laws aren't the enemy of the community. and they should be treated with some level of protection themselves. This is a balancing of your ability to discern good from evil and provide a service to your community. As you go about reinforcing the laws, or not reinforcing, but enforcing the laws, be a leader and always remember you are charged with protecting your community. That includes the violators of the law. If you aren't aware, let me explain to you that you are being watched, always watched, and probably being videoed and audio recorded as well. We, the public, will probably not see the video of you saving that kitten in the tree. But we will most certainly see the first time, hopefully never, but the first time you violate your oath and get your first viral video. Be a true leader and identify your strengths and weaknesses and those of your teammates. Then utilize them to serve a higher purpose. I challenge each of you to become the best leaders you can be and fight the fear you encounter in your careers. On compassion, when I was asked to deliver these remarks, I tried to come up with some impressive speech like the ones that I'd seen online by like Joe Rogan, Matthew McConaughey, Jocko Willink, or Admiral William McRaven's Make Your Bed speech. You guys probably all heard that stuff, right? However, my wife, Tori, she told me not to try and break the internet, but to touch one person's heart, as I always do. I asked her, whose heart have I touched? And she said, she told me about a young Marine who was inspired by a Marine at the U.S. Embassy in Kyiv, Ukraine. I was surprised and asked how it's possible. Tori explained that I wouldn't be giving this speech if that young Marine's heart hadn't been touched some 6 years ago. As I reflect on my service in the military as a police officer, as a special agent, I believe I may have touched many hearts without even realizing it. Compassion can take many forms. I've witnessed how a change in attitude and behavior towards someone can soften their heart and transform their outlook on life. For instance, a homeless veteran provided with contact information for veteran services. An officer parking in a troublesome neighborhood to keep away undesirables from a school bus stop, and the resulting shift in the parents' attitudes toward law enforcement after that. Marines delivering Toys for Tots to an orphanage in a war-torn country, and simply greeting people with kindness and respect as they go about their day, all examples of how common courtesy can have a powerful impact. In essence, back to the Bible, treat others the way you want to be treated, right? So my daughters don't let me, I have 4 daughters. They usually don't let me tell my stories anymore. No one wants to hear it, but you guys are kind of a captured audience, so I'm gonna get to tell a story. So many people know me, and they know that I like to teach with stories. Not stories of success and super smart things that I've done or seen, but I like to talk about my mistakes. Both my mistakes and those I serve with. I do this because I believe I have learned more from my mistakes than my victories. So I'll tell a story and maybe you'll remember something from this speech. As a police officer and field training officer in the mean streets of Wilmington, North Carolina, back in the 90s and early 2000s, I rode with dozens of officers just like those graduating today. If you aren't aware of this, we don't just throw these new officers in a car and turn them loose on the street once they get their badges. They undergo field training, and with seasoned officers who will provide them real-world, on-the-job training. FTOs, they're called field training officers. They come from varied backgrounds and jurisdictions and shifts to expose new officers to as much as possible. It is a difficult and at times frustrating endeavor that can be rewarding when everything comes together. So there I was. This is the way all good stories begin, right? So I was the FTO for a new officer in his first week out of the academy. We received a call to a domestic dispute in an apartment complex. While en route, I discussed policy, procedures, paperwork requirements that we may encounter. The officer was driving, and I could tell he was starting to feel some adrenaline as he consistently started driving more and more aggressively. With each radio call from Central, they updated us on the situation we were en route to. He drove a little bit faster. He checked our arrival, parked in an advantageous position. We began our approach tactically, listening for signs of trouble, anything like that, all the good things that good cops do. At the apartment, we heard loud screaming and unrecognizable language. We paused to gain intel, a little tactical advantage, heard some more screaming and loud glass breaking. The officer was high on adrenaline at this time, and he kept asking, "Can I kick the door?" Over and over, "Can I kick the door?" As the glass breaks and yelling got louder, we had to get into the apartment. Once again, the officer said, "Can I kick the door?" I said, "No, try the knob first." The door was unlocked, and we walked into a small hallway yelling police the entire time. The noise continued, and we moved quickly into the kitchen area, yelling police the entire time. We observed 2 females breaking glass and plates into a large garbage can, yelling and screaming the whole time. The new officer was confounded. His blood pressure was as high as his adrenaline. It was through the roof, and he yelled "police" at the top of his lungs. The 2 females continued their activity without paying us any attention. It was then that I noticed a light switch on the wall. I quickly flicked the lights on and off multiple times. The females turned and were visually stunned to see police officers in their kitchen. This situation was a learning experience for all involved, as I had never been to a home with hearing disabled individuals. They were also artists, and they were making glass murals. Right? After realizing the hearing disability, I asked the officer how he would communicate with the ladies. He advised he would contact dispatch and get an interpreter. I thought to myself, man, there's got to be a better way, and quickly pulled out a notepad that I always had in my back pocket. I began writing messages back and forth with the ladies. The lessons taught during this call for service were memorable and could have gone an entirely different way if we had not reacted appropriately. From the door being kicked in to a physical altercation if the officer would have engaged the ladies, lots of mistakes could have happened. If you're ever in doubt, please stop, take a breath, listen to your heart, and use experience and knowledge. It just might save you a lot of time, paperwork, money, and quite possibly even in the worst case scenario of life. So to wrap this up nicely, I'll leave you with this: fear no evil. No matter what valley you find yourself in, and touch one heart, then another. May God protect you, your families, and those you serve. Thank you.
Thank you, Special Agent Bradley. The recruit class of 2020 was given the opportunity to buy something for future classes, and they chose challenge coins. A challenge coin represents camaraderie, unity, and they usually represent an achievement or honor. On the front of this coin is the West Shore Criminal Justice Shield logo, and on the back lists the core values that you've learned: loyalty, duty, respect, altruism, honesty, integrity, and personal courage. Today, all the graduates will be given a challenge coin to commemorate all of the growth and learning you've accomplished during your time at West Shore Police Academy. At this time, I'd like to introduce our MCOLS representative, Brandon Williams.
Thank you, Director Taylor. I'm honored to be here today, truly. I do a lot of these, and I travel throughout the entire state, so I just want to really just say congratulations, recruits, on a job well done. The Michigan Commission on Law Enforcement Standards, we're tasked with ensuring that officer selection, basic training standards, rules, and guidelines are all met. So it's a busy job. We're out here when people screw up as well. Unfortunately, sometimes we have to revoke some of those licenses. So it really means a lot what they've done and what they've accomplished and all the hard work. And, Director Taylor mentioned this teleprompter thing, and all I could think was Anchorman, like he's gonna, they're gonna hack into this thing and change something. So I'm going old school here. This is fascinating. The MCOLS Outstanding Performance Award provides recognition to basic training participants who exhibit high standards of performance measured by mental, physical, and moral fitness while they're in the training environment. Recruits are rated by academy staff and their peers. Outstanding performance is measured by assessing the trainee's level of performance in the categories of knowledge, skill, leadership, interpersonal communication, demeanor, and appearance. So on behalf of the Michigan Commission on Law Enforcement Standards, it is my pleasure to present the Outstanding Performance Award to Jade Bray.
We will now call up the recruits to be given their badges, certificates, and challenge coins. I'll be assisted by Academy instructors John O'Hagan and Shane Eskew. Our recruits will be introduced by Dean Masters.
Academy, on your feet. Move!
The ultimate goal of each recruit is to gain employment in the law enforcement field. All 14 of our recruits are employed by agencies, and most will receive badges this afternoon. Would recruits Arizona Dahlman, Michael Lowry, and Spencer Anderson please come to the front of the stage? Would Norton Shores Police Chief Mark Vanderstelt and Lieutenant Joel Hoeksema please join the recruits? One more with all of you. One more picture with all of you. Thank you. Would recruit Derek Smith please come to the front of the stage? Recruit Smith received a conditional offer from Big Rapids Department of Public Safety late Friday. Would recruit Jade Bray and Jacob Bartinsky please come to the front of the stage? Would Manistee City Police Chief Josh Glass and Sergeant Douglas Van Sickle please join the recruits? Would Recruit Kenneth King please come to the front of the stage? Would Lake County Sheriff Richard Martin please join Recruit King? Would Recruit Benjamin Falk and Devin Sheiks please come to the front of the stage? Would Manistee County Sheriff Brian Grotowski and retired Manistee County Sheriff Ken Falk please join the recruits? Would Recruit Andreas Ledesma please come to the front of the stage? Would Grant Police Chief Brad Wade please join Recruit Ledesma? Would Recruit Fred Hudson and Jeremy Schaefer please come to the front of the stage? Would Oceana County Sheriff Craig Mast please join the recruits? Would recruit Braden Kronline please come to the front of the stage? Would Ludington Police Chief Christopher Jones please join recruit Kronline? Would recruit Maria Retta Rodriguez please come to the front of the stage? Would Muskegon Heights Police Chief Maurice Sane please join recruit Retta Rodriguez? Recruits, please be seated.
Thank you, recruits, and congratulations on passing the Police Academy. I want to thank the family, friends, and employers of all the recruits and our instructors and staff for their patience and commitment to the success of our Academy recruits. I'm going to close with a couple of quotes that my mentors and coworkers gave to me to talk to the recruits on the opening day of my first academy. When you choose law enforcement, you lose the right to be unfit. Don't forget to, don't go to work and steal a paycheck, meaning that you owe your department and your community and your fellow officers to give 100% every shift. If you wait for dispatch to tell you what to do, you will have a very unrewarding career. Go out every day and try to do more than the minimum. Only a true professional officer can make a difference. Do the right thing at the right time for the right reason, and you will not go wrong. I wish you all the best. I'd like to introduce Drill Sergeants Brian Hintz and Elizabeth Shadle. The passing of the guidon is a tradition in the military, symbolizing the transfer of responsibility as a unit is relieved and a new one takes its place. On the opening day of this academy, the guidon you see here was presented to the class, and a guidon bearer was appointed. Today, the guidon of the 44th Academy class will be passed from the bearer to the drill sergeant. The guidon will be retired, and a new guidon will be presented to the next Academy class. On January 15th, this class was called to attention for the first time. This afternoon, they will be dismissed for the last time. Please remain in your seats until all the graduates and recruits have exited. They will return quickly after exiting for a group photo. You are more than welcome to leave your seats to take pictures also. And thank you for attending.
Thank you. That was good.